This is one of the biggest shifts that we're going to see in our lifetimes, and we're on a mission to shift the world to clean energy by paneling 2 million homes by 2025, and we're paying out $2 billion in commissions to our partners just like you. Energy is a $6 trillion per year industry, and solar is just the beginning.
The famous futurist Buckminster Fuller once said, "To change things, don't try to fight the existing reality. Build a new model that makes the old model obsolete." I believe we are at the forefront of a brand new model for how we can power our planet, and a new model for how you can build a sustainable income that is aligned with your most core values. We are Powur, and this is our story.
The chief of the U.S. Navy's Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Locklear, recently said that climate change is our single greatest security threat.
This summer, I saw the effects of climate change firsthand in our northernmost state, Alaska, where the sea is already swallowing villages and eroding shorelines.
Things will change in ways that their fragile environment simply can't support. Until we get near to zero, the temperature will continue to rise. And that leads to starvation, it leads to uncertainty, it leads to unrest.
The world has somewhere between 2 to 3 times as many power plants as it actually needs. Even if today we went super hard in the direction of renewables, it would still take a long time.
We are the first generation to feel the impact of climate change and the last generation that can do something about it.
Clean energy future is not only possible, but if we all work together, national governments, subnational governments, and the international community, it is absolutely certain. Thank you very much.
The world is now watching. You will either be lauded by future generations or vilified by them.
It's time for us to solve the energy crisis. We have the solution to power our world by clean, sustainable energy right now.
We don't need to depend on big utility companies anymore. The solution for us to take our power back rises every morning, and it has for billions of years.
Will clean energy be the key to a prosperous U.S. economy?
It changes everything. If solar is the cheapest single form of new power in a country or a region,
demand for solar is actually the highest it's ever been, which may have something to do with the price of solar panels dropping 95% since 2008.
More solar power was installed in the last 18 months than in the previous 30 years.
Solar is an affordable option for millions and millions of people, and the other benefit of it is that it creates a lot of jobs.
One company says they're signing up new users in 14 states at the rate of 1 every 3 minutes. The solar industry is growing explosively.
In the last 5 years, solar costs have plummeted over 80%.
Over 1 million U.S. homes have already made the switch to solar, with a new installation happening every 60 seconds.
Effectively, it's the first time there's been competition for this monopoly. The utilities have been the only ones that own those power distribution lines, but now it's on your roof. So I think it's actually very empowering for homeowners and businesses.
For the first time ever, there's actually competition in the monopoly utility model. We can now sell clean energy to a homeowner that's cheaper than the utility and that they own and control from their own rooftop. Utilities are scared, and there's good reason for it. You have the power to make radical change, to disrupt and decentralize the biggest industry on the planet, and to earn extra income and change your life at the same time.
There's no doubt the sharing economy is disrupting traditional businesses.
How can we share what we have? How can we make money from stuff that we're already investing in? We've all got apartments, we've all got cars. It's a very disruptive force, which is why you're seeing really, really high valuations.
Its latest round of financing values Uber at $50 billion.
To disrupt means to break apart or to radically change. Decentralize means that you distribute or transfer authority from a central source to a local one.
If you look at Uber, they are now the largest transportation company in the world. They're valued at over $50 billion. Over 1 million people drive for Uber every day. But Uber doesn't employ drivers or even own the cars. They are a technology platform that crowdsources both the riders and the drivers.
Airbnb was started by 3 guys in San Francisco who were too broke to pay their rent. So they got this crazy idea to build a website offering air mattresses in their living room. Now fast forward 8 years, and they are the largest hotel company in the world, and they're valued at over $30 billion. So guess what? They don't own one hotel. They disrupted and decentralized that whole industry by empowering people to share their homes and make money doing it.
This trend is happening across every major industry. Kickstarter did it to fundraising, Etsy to selling goods.
Bitcoin even did it for currency.
All these platforms have given rise to a sharing economy and started an entrepreneurial revolution.
With people earning money on a part-time basis, as billions have changed hands from the old models to the new ones.
Yet no one has done this with the largest industry in the world, energy, until Powur.
Powur was founded by Jonathan Budd. He is one of the most exciting, tenacious young entrepreneurs I've ever met.
Our vision is to accelerate the adoption of solar energy worldwide. And our mission is to put 2 million homes in solar by 2025 and pay over $2 billion to our partners who help us do it. Powur is the first crowdsourcing platform for solar. By sharing the future of solar energy, our partners crowdsource customers attracted to the reality of zero-down solar, while our platform crowdsources the very best solar providers in the industry to service those customers. As a partner in Powur, you simply submit a zip code of any homeowner and you'll instantly be presented with a list showing you the supportive providers in the area, including their commissions, satisfaction rates, and other important data. We'll help you schedule an appointment with the best matched solar provider in your area for your particular customer, all done seamlessly through the Powur platform.
It was as easy as a 20-minute phone call with a solar consultant. A few months later, our installation was completed.
This is my last energy bill. My new bill is $164.51. My prior bill was $267.97, saving money from my pocket, and I'm also helping the planet.
We installed 18 panels based on our energy consumption for the year. We will have saved $6,000. So I was on board with Powur, excited and passionate about sharing it here in Nevada.
There's 2 things that you'll do as a Powur partner. Number 1, refer homeowners to get a free consultation. And number 2, refer others to the platform. And those 2 things can lead to a great personal income and an even greater passive income.
Our personal revenue sharing plan is simple. You make money 2 ways. First, from appointment revenue, and secondly, from install revenue. You get paid every time you arrange an appointment for a homeowner to get a consultation to evaluate zero-down solar with one of our leading providers. When the homeowner completes that consultation, you get paid. Install revenue pays you for every watt of electricity you refer through Powur. There's 1,000 watts in a kilowatt, and a typical home ranges from 5 kilowatts to 15 kilowatts. So that would pay you 7,000 times 8 cents in a Tier 1 market, or $560. If you referred a 10 kilowatt system, you would earn $800. Our partners have previously referred 20 kilowatt systems and higher, which could lead to a single commission check of over $1,600, just for introducing the homeowner to one of our premier providers. Your results are entirely based on what you do.
We have the chance to do something that no company has done before. We're the first to make available an opportunity like this to disrupt and decentralize the biggest industry on the planet and get paid great to do it.
There's a platform out there that every person in America can become a solar professional. All they have to say is, hey, do you want to see how much you can save on your electric bill?
I've been doing consistently well since I joined. And again, just because it's such an easy conversation to have.
Powur's vision is not just about providing income and residual income for our people. It's much more than that.
Because our mission of changing the world and moving from dirty energy to clean energy, it's something that we can all get excited about.
We're starting with solar paneling, but we're ending with renewable energy resources and applications that are going to take us to another level altogether.
This is
brilliant. Resistance is futile. You're going to be assimilated to the clean energy grid. Are you going to do it today, next week, next month, next year?
If you're looking for a way to improve your life, I can't see any way to fail.
People like Jonathan, Bobby, just incredible entrepreneurs that have allowed us to be at that cutting edge of what now is going to be probably the largest platform to spread everything energy, green energy related, not just solar. This has always been a dream of mine, and now it's becoming a reality.
You have the chance to leave your mark and do something special with this company. And it's easy to become a Powur partner and share Zero Down Solar across our platform. We've built an enterprise software for you to manage your entire business from soup to nuts. You simply enter a zip code into our platform, and it's going to pull a list of all the highest rated Powur providers that are servicing that area. You have all of the marketing tools you need to easily refer others to the platform and generate customers, and you have a fully scalable energy business that you can run from the palm of your hand.
There's two paths for you to start in Powur. The first is called our advocate position. As a Powur advocate, you have the ability to refer appointments and earn $30 to $45 each time, and an average of $500 when your referrals go solar. We pay you 50% of permitting and 50% the day your customers are installed. You can get started as a Powur advocate for just $99 and even graduate to our consultant role, where you can earn an average of $2,000 per sale.
So how do you join? You take a Powur advisor position inside our company. This gives you an unlimited license to our platform. It gives you fully replicated Powur.com websites. So if you've been to Powur.com, whoever invited you here, you can go to their websites and check it all out. It's a beautiful website that you can send to prospects that are interested in becoming an advisor with us and joining your team, solar clients to learn more about solar. It's well done, fully explains everything. We give you landing pages and marketing funnels so you can generate leads through this system. We will follow up with all those leads and email them and kind of work on your behalf to continue to educate them about solar, about the opportunity. We will train you on how to be a solar professional through our certification, which we think is important. We want everybody to be, knowledgeable educators, out inside the world about solar. And we have live weekly training every single week that you can plug into based on your schedule, right? What works for you? What do you want to attend? What you don't want to attend? Where we continue to educate you and show you how to be a profitable solar entrepreneur. All of this is a one-time $499 to become a Powur advisor, which is frankly insane, because just the software alone, most companies charge hundreds of dollars a month. Go look up Salesforce or any type of CRM to run a business, and it's $50, $100, $200, $300, $500 a month for a CRM to run a business. And Powur has built a fully loaded enterprise CRM for you to run an international solar energy business from the palm of your hand for a one-time cost of $499. It's just insanity. Never mind if you were to actually start your own solar company, you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to start a solar company. And frankly, I don't have much upside as an advisor. I think you can make as much profit, net profit, as an advisor as you could as the owner of a normal solar company after you factor in all the crazy costs and payroll and labor. It's just nuts. So $499 one time. Why now? Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that this is the first mover advantage. This is where legacy money is created at this stage when we are coming to market, first to market, opening all these markets with a category creating story, with a revolutionary new product. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to join Powur 10 years from now. Well, maybe you do, but it will be a different product. It's not going to be solar, right? It's going to be hopefully the next major technology innovation. But this is the time to join, right? This is it, because we're in front of that exponential growth curve, and we've got the bull by the horns, and we are the category creator. So come help save your country and the planet. Help your market become a solar power leader. Be the example for your friends and for your family to follow. And for goodness sakes, let's have some fun. Let's change the world. Let's change your life. Let's change all our lives. Let's build an epic community of people doing epic things
that is making epic income and epic impact. Let's look at the landscape of energy today. So if you were to look at how we produce energy today, where does energy come from? I'll share actually I'll save that analogy for later. Energy today is expensive. Almost no one will disagree with that. We hem and we haw when we get to the pump. We hem and we haw when we get our utility bills. And the problem is it's getting more expensive every single year. In fact, it's gone up on average. The cost of electricity has gone up about 4.9% per year for the last 50 years. And that's average across the country. So go look at what power cost in 1970, and then go look at what power costs today. And it's gone up about 4.9% every single year since 1970. And that trend is unlikely to reverse. So it's going to keep getting more expensive, and we'll talk about why in a second. It's dirty. The energy that we produce today, by and large, is filthy energy. It truly is filthy. Go work in a coal mine, go work in an oil rig, go work in the places where this energy is coming from, and you will see that this stuff is nasty. It is polluting our oceans. All you got to do is think back to the oil spills and this, that. It's polluting our land. My God, we had an oil whistleblower at our last convention, and it made me cry to see the things that were happening right here in America, in our backyard. The oil spills that happen every single year around this country that devastate communities. It's polluting our water. It's polluting our air. Do you know that it's estimated 7 million people die every single year from the pollution related to fossil fuels? We're talking carcinogens, that come out in the burning of these things that lead to asthma and cancers and all these other things. 7 million people die a year. For God's sakes, people, let's put that in perspective. An insane amount of destruction is happening from how we produce energy, but unfortunately, we're not waging a war on that. It's scarce, okay? It's a commodity. And this is actually one of the things I'm most passionate about this conversation. I want to help the world shift to a new paradigm, an abundance paradigm. Right now, we're living in a scarcity paradigm. Just turn on the news. You can see every day the world is living from a place of scarcity, fear, competition, scarcity. And I'm going to propose that one of the reasons why we're probably living in a scarcity paradigm, where we're all afraid, we're all trying to get as much as we can get and afraid of losing it, and there's just this constant anxiety that underlies society, really. Maybe it's because at a deep subconscious level, we know that the resources that we're dependent on to live right now will run out. That there's only so much of them. And when they run out, what's going to happen to us? And, we don't talk about it a lot. I mean, everybody talks about, of course, peak oil and, when is when is it going to change to where we have less of these commodities increasingly going forward than we have more? And everybody has guesses. Some people think it's going to happen in the next 2 decades. Some people think it's going to happen by the end of the century. But no matter what, there's only so much of commodity-based fuels, coal, oil, gas. And when we dig them all up and we burn them, they are gone and they don't come back. They take millions and millions of years to fossilize. So we're not going to wait around for more. So I think by moving the planet to a source of energy that's unlimited, absolutely unlimited, there's nothing to be scarce about. There's as much of it as we can ever and will ever want or be able to consume for the next 4 billion years, or whenever the sun decides to explode. By moving the planet to an energy source like that, I have to think that it's going to make a difference in an abundance mentality. We have all that we could ever want and need versus scarcity mentality. There's only so much of it, and when it runs out, we're all doomed. So I want to get us off that paradigm. And it kind of ties into the last point, which is dependency. We're Americans, we're Canadians. I mean, I think we all share the same values around the world. Nobody wants to be dependent, right? We want to be independent. And right now we are completely dependent on utilities
and we don't control our own power. But that's another weird thing. It's like, what would happen if there was an attack on the grid tomorrow and chaos would ensue? Like, there's these underlying things that I think we don't think about a lot, but I certainly can tell you I'd rather be energy independent. I'd rather be in control of my own energy, and I'd rather the whole world be in control of their own energy, that we move to a decentralized, localized form of energy to where everyone controls their power, everyone has the ability to produce energy. Nobody, if they don't want to be, is dependent on some monopoly utility, which oftentimes is milking them for every dollar they could get, or worse. If some sort of catastrophe did happen, really leaves us incredibly vulnerable. So that's energy today. What I want to talk about is what energy is going to look like tomorrow. And that's actually what we're doing right now. It's the opportunity that every one of us has, the role we have to play in bringing about an epic change to society and an epic change to the way that the world produces energy. Before we get there, let's talk about this era that we're moving into. I call it the era of platform disruption, okay? And what I mean by that is if you look at the largest industries in the world, across all these industries, media, transportation, hospitality, funding, goods and services, you're seeing technology platforms that are completely upending these old industries, disrupting these old industries, and they follow a very similar pattern, a very similar trend. Let me give you a couple examples. Look at what Facebook did to media. Facebook gave anyone the power to basically become their own media creator. We moved from centralized broadcasting, TV stations, news outlets, and radio stations, right? So newspapers, TV, radio stations. That was it for a long time. We moved from centralized broadcasting to decentralized broadcasting. Every single person with a Facebook account or a YouTube account all of a sudden is creating media. And I can post an important message or a video from some revolution or whatever it is, and it gets seen by 50 million people, hundreds of millions of people in some case. So all of a sudden, the media industry democratized. Any idea has the ability to get mainstream broadcasting potential, and there's 1.6 billion people on Facebook today. That's why Facebook is the most valuable media company in the world, and not even by a marginal percentage. Fox News, which is the second most valuable media company after Facebook in the US, is a $4 billion company. Facebook is a $350 billion company. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not even a close second. They have utterly disrupted the media industry. They are the media. We are the media in a huge part nowadays. Uber did the same thing to transportation. What they do, they didn't try to create the largest taxi service in the world. That would have been a pain in the butt, impossible. They created an app that made it so anyone could share a ride with anyone who was looking for a ride. And they now have 1 million people sharing rides every single day. 1 million drivers on their platform sharing rides. Uber doesn't own a single taxi, a single car, or employ a single driver. They're all 1099 contractors, and they're all using their own cars. They're a platform that made it all possible. They empowered the people, and they completely disrupted transportation. They're the most valuable startup in history, certainly the most valuable transportation company in the world. Airbnb, same thing to hotels, right? How'd they do it? They didn't try to own, a bazillion hotels around the world. They made it so that anyone could be their own hotel. If you got a spare room in your house or an extra garage or whatever it is you want to do, you can become an Airbnb host. And through their platform, you can rent your room with anybody looking to have a room wherever you might live or be or whatever it is. And Airbnb became the largest hotel company in the world. 550,000 rooms are rented every single night. Every industry you look at, funding, Kickstarter, goods and services, Etsy, I could go on and on. This same exact trend is happening to where platforms are entering in, they're returning power to the people in a sense. They're giving the people the ability to monetize these old industries or be creators of media or the monetizers of transportation or hospitality or be a creator of a funding, campaign or whatever it might be. And they're completely becoming the dominant forces in what was once, very entrenched categories. Well, we've created the first international solar energy platform. So if you think about the energy industry as a whole, we're about to do that to energy. We have created a completely decentralized platform that allows anyone to share clean energy with any homeowner who's a prime candidate for it and to save money, monetize that transaction in the middle, and every single person that we put on solar, every homeowner we get a quote for or proposal for, essentially has the chance to become their own energy producer, their own utility. We're literally bringing power back to the people, giving people the chance to be the owners and the creators of power, and decentralizing the century-old model of energy, which is ridiculously exciting. This is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that is in its absolute earliest stages. Maybe not its earliest. There was an earlier stage, but it wasn't even relevant because it was so small economic-wise. But we are just starting to get into major money. I'm talking, hundreds of billions of dollars a year starting to be spent on sustainable energy, and that's soon going to trillions of dollars per year that will be transitioned over to sustainable energy. And it is my sincere hope that you are part of it, that you are using our platform and a part of this conversation and a part of this movement to own your piece of that business and do what needs to be done so that you leave a legacy on the planet that you're proud of, saying, you know what, I was part of making that happen. And sometimes I pinch myself and I say, how could we honestly be the first company doing this? But we are. There is no other international solar energy platform. We have over 45 solar installers currently on our platform, servicing 29 U.S. states, multiple countries now, with some exciting announcements around the corner. So let me talk about why zero down solar is disrupting and everything. Why this is an inevitability. It's not an idea. It's not a theory. This is inevitable. So you already know how energy works today, right? It's dirty, it's expensive, it's scarce, and you're dependent on everyone. Let's show you what energy looks like today as well. Just most people don't know about it, but I use tomorrow loosely only in the sense of when the world gets the majority of its energy from solar. Right now we're only a couple percentage points of worldwide energy production, but tomorrow we will be the majority. But make no mistake, these benefits, this is what's so exciting. This is what's happening today. This is what we're sharing with our clients day in and day out, which is why millions of dollars of solar is being sold across our platform as we speak, and why that has the potential to be billions of dollars of solar. So when you introduce zero down solar to somebody, here's how it works. Number one, they start saving money day number one. And I'm going to show you exactly why in just a second. They become energy independent. So instead of relying on, some giant, energy plant to produce their energy and then send it across the grid to get to their home, they actually become their own energy plant. They put solar energy panels on their rooftop, which generates their own electricity, which feeds all of the energy needs of their house. So solar homeowners are energy independent. They're also green. Did you know that the average home dumps 4,000 pounds of carbon into the atmosphere every single month? Every month, 4,000 pounds. Imagine what 4,000 pounds of something being dumped into the ocean would look like every month by you. Imagine yourself doing that. Well, you are. If you're not solar, we all are. And that's why it really stinks. And I personally believe we owe it to ourselves and our planet and the future generations to stop polluting the planet. So everyone who goes solar goes green as well. Number 4, you increase the value of your home. The reason why you increase the value of your home is that you now own an asset. Think about it. An asset is something that makes you money, right? Well, you have a solar system that sits on your roof and generates electricity. That electricity is worth a lot of money. In fact, if you were to look at how much electricity you're going to generate over the next 20 to 30 to 40 years of all the sun rays that are hitting your roof, guess how much it is? You're going to generate hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of electricity. That's a lot of money. And that's why owning a solar system increases the value of your home. Because right now, you're renting electricity. Your utility bill is a liability. You have to pay it every single month, and you have no choice. Once you pay it, you get nothing ever back. You pay it again and again and again and again and again. It's a liability. Wealthy people own assets. Solar's an asset. It produces value forever until the darn thing dies, which is pretty much a 40 to 50 year lifespan. So it will produce hundreds of thousands of dollars of energy over the course of its life. That's why it's an asset. That's why it increases the value of your home. Number 5, you pay absolutely nothing out of pocket. So imagine all of these benefits I've talked to you about. You start saving money day number 1. You become energy independent. You go green. You increase the value of your home. And you pay nothing out of pocket. We have a variety of zero-down financing options available so that homeowners can purchase systems with a loan, just like you would take out a loan on a car or a house or whatever. There's finance vehicles to where you can lease a system, just like you would lease a car. There's finance vehicles where in certain markets you can attach it to your property tax. This is called PACE. It's a property tax assessment, and you pay your property tax bill every year, which includes the payments on your solar. There's so many amazing financial vehicles coming out for people to finance solar. It does not cost money anymore to go solar. It saves you money. Whatever payment you're going to make on your solar panels is going to be less than the payment you were making on your utility. Now, in some markets, it's not much less. Some markets, we're shooting to just, hey, make the same payment you make towards your utility every month, but make it towards your solar panels. At the end of the loan or whatever it is, then you own your panels outright. And you have a huge asset on your home, and you never pay for energy again. It'll save you tens of thousands of dollars over the long term. Why would someone not do that, right, with all these other benefits? And then in other markets, you can save tons of money day number 1, right? If you live in a market where the cost of energy is really high, then your payment on your solar panels is going to be a lot less than the payment you were making to your utility. This is what we call a complete no-brainer. And number 6, every single customer that Powur signs up experiences these benefits. Every single one. There's not a single customer we sign up that does not experience pretty much all of these benefits. The 6th benefit is that you save thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars long term. I just signed a client up the other day who did not have a giant energy bill. It wasn't huge. It wasn't like it was a $600 a month energy bill. It was a $180 a month energy bill. And he's going to save $110,000 over the next 25 years. If he had a kid tomorrow, he would literally be able to put his kid through college off the savings, his energy savings, by going solar. Guys, that's not insignificant. So almost everyone's going to save thousands or tens of thousands of dollars long term. And the last thing I'll share with you guys, just to understand sort of how all of this works, is that all of us know what price we're paying for gas at the pump, right? Take a minute, think about it. You can easily say, yep, $2.50, $3. How many of us know the price we're paying per kilowatt at the pump? What's your kilowatt? What are you paying per kilowatt? You literally pay more for your energy bills every month than you do gas. Why do you know what you're paying at the pump but you don't know what you're paying in your own home. It's the same thing. Instead of paying per gallon, you pay per kilowatt. That's how energy works. But nobody knows. You ask somebody, hey, what are you paying per kilowatt? They have no freaking idea. And the reason why they have no idea is because they've never had a choice. They've always had one choice, pay their utility. And the utility is a monopoly. And they're going to charge you whatever they want to charge you, and there's very little you're going to do about it. So I guess people have never had a reason to care or a reason to know until now. Imagine if I could say, hey, why are you paying $3 a gallon at the pump? I'll show you how to pay $1.75. Would you take that deal? If I could show you how to pay $1.75 at the pump instead of $3 right now, would you take that deal? Costs you nothing out of pocket. You have no liability. It's guaranteed, risk-free, guaranteed. Would you take the deal? Only a crazy, insane person wouldn't take the deal. Well, that's essentially what we're showing people how to do with energy. We're going to show them how the all-in cost per kilowatt of energy that they produce is going to be substantially less than what they're currently paying a utility. I'm just giving you an example right here. This is from San Diego. This is one of the highest cost energy markets in the country. So, of course, take that with a grain of salt. But in San Diego, our average cost per kilowatt is about 34 cents. 34 cents per kilowatt. Our average cost of our customers, when we give them a solar proposal over a 25-year period, not even the lifetime of the system, just over 25 years, is about 9 cents per kilowatt. So would you take that deal? Would you take a deal to stop paying 34 cents a kilowatt and start paying 9 cents a kilowatt if it costs you nothing out of pocket? I mean, guys and gals, that's why this is, I think, one of the most exciting conversations we're ever going to have a chance to be a part of in our lifetime. And I spent a lot of time on that because I want you to know the inevitability of this. This is not a fantasy. This is not a theory. This is inevitable. Pure economics are driving this conversation. The world is only going to remain ignorant and dumb about energy for so long. We are quickly waking up and realizing that we have more control, more choice, more power, and it's just a smarter consumer who's educated right now, and it's our job to educate everybody. So we're all smart, and we all understand that we could be paying 9 cents a kilowatt instead of 34 in that example, right? So how does our whole process work? Let's say you decide, I'm going to become a power advisor today. How's it work? The first thing you do is you have a savings conversation with a homeowner. And we'll give you the playbook so that it's super easy what to say and what to do. You have a savings conversation with the homeowner. You generate an interested homeowner, and you submit that lead through the Powur platform. The second stage is that you three-way call, or what we call a live transfer. You call your client into whatever provider you want to work with. We have 45 different providers on the platform. There's different providers in each market. You get to pick which provider you want to work with, and you will three-way call your client into the provider to help set up an appointment for them to evaluate solar. They get a free proposal. There's no obligation. There's no cost. You just call in and you help get that appointment scheduled. At that point, you're pretty much done. You've made the turnover. Your job is done. When they have the appointment, you get paid. So even if they don't sign a contract to go solar with the provider, you get paid just for them having an appointment, okay? The fourth stage is a contract. Once they sign a contract, you'll be notified right in your back office. Congratulations, your customer just signed a contract to go solar with whatever provider they're going solar with. And the fifth stage is installation. This is the date that the panels get installed on the roof. And this is your second commission milestone, and it's much bigger than the first. You get paid based on the size of the system you refer. So the bigger the system, the more money you can get paid. And these are, on average, pretty big checks. People are averaging, it's about a $560 check on an average size system. So if it's an above average size system, you can consider anywhere from about $600 to $1,000 per referral, which is not that bad. We've created the category of solar energy and direct selling. So I share this graphic because every time you're the category creator, you've got the chance to be the biggest. There's no doubt that other competitors are going to come into this space, But we're already so far ahead of everyone. There's no one that has a platform like we have. There's no one that's locked in as many partnerships with as many solar companies as we have. It's not going to be easy for competitors to follow us into this space. That's probably why no one has yet. That gets me excited, because direct selling alone is a $250 billion annual industry, and it pays over $200 million per day in commissions to people just like you, just like everyone else on this line, for referring products that they're passionate about to people that they know or people that they don't even know a lot of times. So we're the first person to do that with solar energy. That means that we're first to market in solar and energy efficiency products. You don't really have any competition. You're going to be the first person bringing this conversation to your community, to your state, to your market. That's huge, ladies and gentlemen. That first to market advantage is something you want on your side. So I really want you to take in that Powur could be a perfect solution. If you're at that point in your life where you want to make more money and you want to do something you really believe in, and you want to grow as an entrepreneur and as a person, as a human being, you want to develop better skills and more education and develop your network and be connected to really awesome, cool, like-minded, visionary, entrepreneurial type people, Powur could be an amazing vehicle for you to really achieve goals and dreams that you have in life. And there's a lot of people on our platform right now who are doing that. Who are beginning to do that and who are doing that. And there's people on our platform right now who cannot even imagine what their life is going to look like in a couple of years as the exponential trends of solar continue to grow. And this product continues to just go exponential. We're going to change the world, and we're going to change thousands of people's lives financially who decide they really want to build a business with Powur and with us. So this is the first time in history that energy plus solar plus direct sales has entered the U.S. There's 90 million homes that qualify for our product. 90 million homes. That's a $2 trillion market. That's just residential. Commercial, you could probably add another 1 to 2 trillion on top of that. And we're actually doing commercial in about 10 states. We're doing residential in 29 states. I do have to update this slide. Zero down financing is available in every market. We're actually over 39 installers. We're adding them all the time. So we're up to like 45 installers on our platform right now. We just entered Canada. I actually have to update this slide because we launched Alberta at the beginning of this week. We began the pre-launch for Alberta. So we are now in Ontario and Alberta, two of the biggest provinces in Canada, which is collectively hundreds of billions of dollars of solar sales. If you know anybody in Canada, you've got the chance to be the first and override all the solar installations and team building. And we just entered Puerto Rico. In fact, our vice president of sales and so many of our amazing Powur leaders, Gilberto Leon, Peter Almeida, Eduardo, I love you guys, all flew to Puerto Rico yesterday for the launch of that market. We had 60 people under a tent on the beach to sort of kick everything off. So we are now offering zero down solar in Puerto Rico to the 1.3 million homeowners who live in that state.
I think we all recognize that we're on the cusp of a transformation in our global energy system, unlike anything the world has seen.
I believe that we are moving into an era where power is quite literally distributed, meaning that people everywhere will own and control their power instead of a utility or a government. And that's extremely liberating.
Everett Rogers once demonstrated that all technologies that achieve mainstream adoption, they pass through 5 cycles. So when a technology reaches 10% of the population, it could rocket to 50% as fast as it got to 1%. That's why it seemed like everybody had a cell phone or everybody had a computer overnight.
But the reality was the first cell phone hit the market in 1979. Well, solar is rapidly approaching that 10% tipping point. It's not just solar, it's an energy revolution as we change how we power our homes, our cars, and our lives.
It took 40 years to install the first 1 million solar-powered homes in the US, and it will take less than 2 years to install the next million. That's exponential growth, and if you don't take action now, there's no doubt you could miss one of the biggest trends we'll see in our lifetime.
We're going to stop the devastating effects of burning carbon-based fuels on our planet. We're going to decentralize the wealth and power that's been centralized in the energy monopolies of today. And we're going to give independence and cost savings to homeowners in our communities, in our families, in our neighborhoods. And you can get paid great to do it, to change your life financially, maybe forever. So join us, and let's build a new model for economic and planetary prosperity. Get back to the person who referred you to power and get started today.
Please help me welcome John Bolenbaugh to the stage.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, I want everybody to understand, you've seen part of the battle that he's been fighting. And the courage that it takes and the commitment that it takes from a family. You know, we're talking about putting solar. He's going out and risking his life every single day. And so what it's going to take is it's going to take us to protect him, to share that message, and to make sure that his family is protected. Because the reality is, his success is our success.
Yeah. My name is Bobby Smith. I'm a vice president with Powur, and I just wanted to share with us, and thank John Bolenbaugh for being a part of what we're doing. I can't tell you how much respect I have for John. John's done something that less than 1,000 of 1% of the people on this planet do. What warriors do, what people that change cultures do. I was just watching Braveheart, Mel Gibson. John Bolenbaugh is a modern day, Mel Gibson, Braveheart. He's gone against society. He's put his life on the line. He's put his family's life on the line. He's put everything out there. I mean, who of us? I've never stuck my neck out that far. Who has been willing to put their life out there for their principles and what they believe in to do the right thing and make a better world? The John Bolenbaughs of the world are what makes this world the kind of place that we want to live in. The things that we take for granted, John has just put all that on the line for what he believes in, for his principles, for a better world, for his children, for his grandchildren, for his community and his friends, and the larger community that he's adopted, throughout the United States and around the world. So, having John join us and bringing all his, followers and his strength and his commitment and his energy and his passion to help us in the battle against the changes in our climate, which we are seeing now at a greater degree than we have ever seen before, to have a John Bolenbaugh stand side by side with us and join us as we work towards a cleaner, more renewable future for our kids and our grandkids. John, we just want to let you know we're just honored to have you be a part of what we're doing. I know, John, a lot of what you do is really down there and dirty and tough, and a lot of people couldn't do what you do, wading through that oil and water and dirt and filth. But, this is a lot more palatable for the average person to just be able to dig in, talk to the folks in their community, grab an electric bill, give them a free proposal, show them how to save money, increase the value of their home, be energy independent off of the dirty energy grid. I mean, there's just no fundamental reason why the 100 million people in the United States right now would not want to be energy independent, save money, increase the value of their home, take tax deductions, inspire their communities, and build a better world. Part of any movement, part of being successful, part of impacting change is to find the right people. And your followers, your community, the people that can follow you and help us getting rooftop solar on homes and small businesses and transitioning the world to renewable energy. And we're seeing so many more of those products that will begin to come to market. And, this is a very special time. As you look at the laws that are finally passing around the United States requiring solar, combined with the rise of electricity rates, combined with these just unparalleled weather events that we're seeing throughout the United States and around the world, there's never been a better time for an army of environmentally conscious entrepreneurs to join with us at Powur. We're a unique kind of company, a public benefit corporation that's here to do good. Again, we just think this is a perfect opportunity for people who believe in a cleaner future to join our company, join you, and be a part of John Bolenbaugh's army, legion of people that want a cleaner, better world.
Get a solar proposal.
Let's find out if you can get solar in your home. Let's find out if you're going to save money. It doesn't cost anything. And what if you can? What if you can get zero down solar and save tens of thousands of dollars? Why wouldn't you do that? You're helping the environment, you're helping your kids, and you're most of all helping your grandkids.